Hi guys, this is Nolan Cleary. Let's talk Captain America the First Avenger. Um, Now this is being filmed in 2014, so you may be wondering, why do this now? Why do a review for Captain America the First Avenger right now, when you could have done it back in 2011 when the movie came out? And the answer is, well, because Captain America the Winter Soldier was coming out in America this Friday. I think it came out in I believe it came out in at least the UK, and I think some other countries. I'm pretty sure Ireland, maybe some other countries, probably in Europe. That's when it came out. That's when it premiered on Wednesday. On Wednesday, that's when it came out in other countries. The Winter Soldier. Um, I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to Captain America: The Winter Soldier a lot. I've actually been looking forward to this. I think a lot of the things it's being praised for were things I was speculating would be good for a while. And I have some theories, like one theory I had was why they had Black Widow in it. Some of you may think, oh, it was just a fun little thing. Let's just, maybe they, I mean, some of you may just think, oh, maybe they just put Black Widow and the Winter Soldier just to say, let's have some fun. It's like, ooh, want to add an Avenger? Okay, let's do Black Widow. I mean, maybe they did that, but the reason I think about it is, spoiler, in the comics, let me go plug this in. But in the comics, Black Widow actually secretly has an affair with the Winter Soldier. So, yeah. But you didn't hear it from me. So don't tell Director Fury or I'm gonna be in trouble. But anyways. So, since Captain America the Winter Soldier is coming out, I thought, why not do a review for Captain America the First Avenger? Now, this is my second ever movie review. My first movie review was the review for Son of God. That's now on YouTube. So I think every time like an Avenger movie comes out that's like a sequel, I'm gonna be doing the predecessor. If I haven't already done it, I'll do the predecessor before it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that with Guardians of the Galaxy, since this is the first time they're actually just doing Guardians of the Galaxy. But hey, who knows? Maybe I will. Um, anyway, so Captain America, the First Avenger. So there really isn't much for me to say about this film. I did really like it, though. Well, I liked it. I mean, I didn't love it. Um, it was pretty good. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty decent movie. Um, it was not the best of Marvel's franchises. Obviously, the best so far is Avengers. I gotta say, the second one is gonna be after Avengers. I mean, the obvious one is Avengers. But after that, I would say my second favorite one would be Iron Man. Um, and so it's not my favorite one. This one isn't. But it's also not the weakest one. I'd say the weakest one, although I loved all the Marvel cinematic movies so far. I really like them. I'd say that the weakest one so far, although I liked it, was Iron Man 3 for A, the Mandarin, and B, all the plot holes and all the things that just didn't make sense. Like, for instance, Aldrich Killian's plan. I might do that in another video talking about Iron Man 3. Because it was really, I liked it, but it was a disappointment in my opinion. I got like really excited and it ended up being, meh. But, and yes, it was not as bad as, and yes, it was better than Iron Man 2, which a lot of people might disagree with me on that. A lot of people say Iron Man 2 or Incredible Hulk, those two, Iron Man 2 and Incredible Hulk, they're always accused of being the weakest franchises in the Marvel universe. I'd say Incredible Hulk, I liked it just as much as this one, Captain America the First Avenger, because it really because I mean I didn't love it, but I thought it was really good, and I thought Incredible Hulk, it didn't have as much humor, but it really captured the tone of Hulk and the character as well. But Captain America: The First Avenger is also not really a humor-filled film. And for those of you who don't know, Paramount used to own all the rights to Marvel Studios, except for Hulk. They kind of were sharing it with Universal, and that's when Universal did Incredible Hulk. But they were kind of sharing it. It was still meant to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they had Tony Stark in the post-credit scene of Incredible Hulk. Excuse me for my voice. But anyways, let me get into this. I thought the cast did really good. I mean, they had a pretty strong cast. They had Hugo Weaving, they had Tommy Lee Jones, they had Stanley Tucci, a bunch of people. Sorry about that. But the one, and none of them, I mean, the people like Hugo Weaving and Tommy Lee Jones and Stanley Tucci, the fact that they did good really didn't surprise me because they are both legendary actors. I think Hugo Weaving was absolutely a marvelous choice for the Red Skull. Stanley Tucci did good. I think it was kind of a bit of a wasted role because, I mean, this is Stanley Tucci. He's a pretty well-known actor. I mean, and since this is a huge whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, I mean, there may have been bigger roles he could have played, and I feel the same way about what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones. His role was kind of wasted. There may have been some other roles they could have given him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He did a better job than he did in Batman Forever, because I believe in Batman Forever he played Two-Face. And I love Tommy Lee Jones. He's a great actor. I think his favorite role so far that I've seen him in is Lincoln. I really like that. But, I mean, obviously, and this was a big complaint, was that he just didn't work for the role of Two-Face for many reasons. One, because he was too old for that role, but really it just really didn't fit the character. But one character I was surprised that I actually sort of liked was Chris Evans as Captain America. Now, I, like many people, did not think that Chris Evans was going to do a good job as Captain America. And at the moment, I still don't think that he was the greatest casting choice they could have got. I know I was actually quite surprised about this because I was quite surprised that they picked him because because Chris Evans is like I don't know his age. He's in either his late 20s, probably somewhere in his 30s. And that's pretty young. Marvel doesn't usually do that though. I mean, you got Robert Downey Jr. who's turning 49 years old this year. He'll be 50 when Avengers Age of Ultron comes out. You got what I'm trying to think of what his name is. Oh yeah, you got Mark Ruffalo. He's like in his late 40s. A lot of these actors are in their late 40s. Marvel has proven many times that they're not really the hipster teen type of superheroes. Unlike DC, DC does a lot more hipster teen superheroes like Flash. The Flash was pretty young. The Flash on Arrow was pretty young. That's what I'm referring to. There's even like a controversy right now about Jesse Eisenberg, who's only 30 years old, playing Lex Luthor. Like, I mean, he's so young that sparked a lot of controversy. But Marvel really does not have that many that many small people. But I was surprised to say Chris Evans. I wasn't sure if he was gonna be like a really silly guy. I thought he was perfect for Human Torch, but I wasn't sure if he was gonna be serious enough for Captain America. And he did a pretty good job. I thought he was pretty serious. Uh, I still don't think he was believable for a 1940s guy. I mean, he still didn't look believable for a 1940s guy. Um, Now, there were some fears I had about the movie. Obviously, when they announced it was going to take place in World War II, I immediately thought that was a good idea because, and I still think there's no other way they could do it. Yeah, that was kind of what I thought. I thought, and I still think that now they they couldn't have done anything else. They couldn't have just said, for us to get to know Captain America and to feel bad for him, and for him to more so to show the change between the 40s and the present day, I feel they could not have just they couldn't have just had him for like 30 minutes. They couldn't have just had him for like 30 minutes in World War II and then have him later in the present day. They couldn't have done that. Um, but yeah, I thought the movie was pretty good. Uh, the one thing was I was hoping that it would have more of a real. I was hoping that the movie would actually be like what World War II was like. Like, actually have stuff like Hitler and the concentration camps. And instead they had more so like fantasy stuff like Hydra and stuff like that. And I don't see why they really. I still don't see how they really had to do that. They can do Red Skull and everything like that, but I don't see why they had to have like the Tesseract and all that. Because they had already introduced that in the post-credit scene of Thor. So I think that was my biggest complaint about the film. That really did tone down the film, made it a little less darker than it should be. Also, I don't get the title. I never really got the title, why they call it Captain America the First Avenger instead of Captain America. There were even, I don't get why you need a subtitle for your first movie. I mean, unless it were a reboot, which it really wasn't. So I don't get why they couldn't have called it. And even when you're doing a reboot, I wouldn't, like, usually have a subtitle to that, unless it's a subtitle from the comics. So I didn't get that, and I don't believe that there's a comic book called Captain America the First Avenger. So I didn't get the title, but the title isn't all bad. I mean, we love Dark Knight Rises. Um, but, and I mean, I really didn't like the title for that, but I really like Dark Knight Rises. But, yeah, so yeah, I think it could have been darker, but overall, I thought the movie was executed in a really good way. The cast did really good, and it was a great way to execute the Avengers. And I can't, so it wasn't the best film, but the post-credit scene I liked, and everything else about the movie was really good. Uh, Although the only other thing I didn't like was the development about the origin. I thought that personally, I didn't think that made sense. With what have you, with Peggy, I didn't get how he just went out there without any training, because I know he had powers, but you'd think he'd need training. But I give the film about a 74%. Thank you. And I'll see Captain America 2 soon, The Winter Soldier, and I'm really excited for that movie. It's getting great reviews, and I'll write a review about that when it comes out. Bye.